To all who shall see these presents, greetings. I am Ruckdog. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is the inaugural video for my Let's Try It series, and also for Captain of Industry. So this is a game that I found out about only a few months ago. Apparently, Facebook's algorithm decided I needed to know about this game, and I'm rather glad that it did. It looks very interesting. I'm not quite a stranger to factory and management games, although maybe not as experienced as some, but what really got my attention was the nautical aspect of it. You've got what looks to be some variant of an Iowa-class battleship sitting here, and there's an island involved, and it all looks rather fresh compared to some of the other factory games that are out there. And of course, I backed the Kickstarter at a high enough level to get into the open alpha here. As you can see, Alpha 0.2.0b is the particular build that I just got my ability to access today. So this is the first time I've played the game. Just fired it up for the first time here. Bear with me as we go through it. I have watched a couple of videos. Glider Cat, quick shout out to him. I've been watching a couple of his videos on this, although to be honest, I sort of backed off the series he's done on this game because I wanted it to be as fresh as possible when I tried it out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. New game. And we'll see here as it loads up. Really excited to finally get into this. It's been, well, it felt like it's been forever. But all right, here we go. Welcome, Captain. Just docked. So we have a ship right here, and we have a shipyard right next to it, an abandoned communication station to deconstruct and get some goodies out of, and a research lab. So it looks like our first task is going to be deconstructing the abandoned communication station, building a blast furnace, and building a research lab. So let's get on with it here. All right, so here's our abandoned communication station. Let's start recycling that. Looks like this is going to take a little bit of time here. Now they wanted us to build our research center here. Metallurgy and smelting. Okay, there we go. Just our level of shipyard. Yep, that's good. Food market. Yeah, food's probably important. Here's our people. All right. Here's our vehicles. So that's good. And our ship. Looks like we've got some repairs to do on the ship before we can do stuff with it. Let's see here. Deconstruct it for metal scraps to be processed in our factory. Okay. Let's see here. Overstocked with cargo. Assigned to tree harvesting. Pause, clone, demolish. Metallurgy and smelting. Okay, here we go. Blast furnace, metal caster. Yep. Transports, buildings, research lab. All right, well, sure. That looks to be about as good of a place as any. At least get the research lab started here. All right, there we go. I must have had it paused and not realize it. I was wondering why nothing was happening. Let's see here. All right, so this is now available. Construction, eh? All right, so it looks like we've already got iron smelting from scrap and pipes. think we probably want to do one of these two. Food isn't a real crisis yet. We'll go ahead and try starting construction. See how that goes for us. Okay, so we've got the lab going. We've got our basic research going for our construction. Still not entirely clear if this is actually deconstructing the way we want it to. It says it's waiting for materials removal. I feel like I should be getting my trucks over there to do something, but it doesn't seem to be. They seem to just be interested in trying to do the tree harvesting. We got maintenance, we got everything else there. Well, let's see here. Go ahead and, I guess there's no reason why we can't start building this. Research lab is ready, yep. Farms, talked about that. Building the beacon, we're gonna want that. Construction parts and build, produce them, and Unity, yep, all good stuff. All right. Got our blast furnace going here. We do have some construction parts, so that's good. Zoom right on in here. Very stylish looking blue trucks. I imagine that we will need to build the casting place after that. All right, so blast furnace gets us our smelting, and then the metal caster is what turns them into parts. Temporary solution to use metal scraps from abandoned communication station. Exhausted. Start mining ore. Smelting ore produces slag. Needs to be dumped out to the terrain somewhere on the island. Okay. I see how this works now. They will not start collecting anything from this old communications tower until they have somewhere to take it. Oh, and now it's raining. All right, so presumably this is going to start getting scrap metal. And that means it's going to start producing molten metal. Which means I want to have a metal caster aligned over here. And that probably also means that I'm going to want to have some transport. There we go. How about that? All right. So it says my research is complete, so that's good. We'll go ahead and get basic farming because, hey, I like to eat. I imagine the folks that were happy enough to join me on this island probably do as well. What's this waiting on here? Missing input. Wonder what that's going on here. I still am not sure exactly what's going on here. So I guess I need coal still. Do not have any of that in my port. I don't think I have quite unlocked mining yet. Ah, I see. So I can basically do like charcoal or a kiln or something like that here to make coal from wood. Ah, interesting. Looks like I do need to build a smokestack at some point here. Exhaust. Yep, exhaust. Alright, so trucks are going to start showing up there. Now it's going to start turning my wood into coal and exhaust, which means I probably need to build some smokestacks. Smokety stackety. Alright. Probably could have arranged things better. But hey. That's alright. This is the first time we're playing this. Have to expect a little bit of sloppiness here. Come on now. Oop. There we go. And then will it allow me to route that? It will. We will just do that right like that. All right. All right, almost done with that. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Well, I think probably want to go for mining next. That'll allow us to get some more materials, start pulling stuff out of the ground. So, as I mentioned before, this is my first time playing this game, right? And so far, I gotta say, I like it. I have to select the recipe. That's what I failed to do. All right, that one's selected. That one was not. It was grayed out. That check mark was grayed out, which means it was not doing anything. But with that, now it is. Okay. Looks like there's more than enough capacity on my one smokestack here. Oh, there's a little bit of a sound effect. How about that? Okay. So, I'm not sure if one of the trucks is moving the quote-unquote coal, you know, basically what's going to be the charcoal out of the kiln here into the smelter, but it's getting there. So, okay, here we go. Here's our first pour in our casting facility. Look at that. Making iron. Now, let's go ahead and pause this for a minute. See what we got here. So we have a farm. Oh boy, farms are big. Okay. So this is something to mine, so I want to try and stay away from that. So we'll build a nice farm up there. Get that rolling for us here. Hopefully start providing some fuel. There we go. Pause this real quick. All right, so I think we have the ability to start producing some things. Yes, all right, so this assembly building manual should allow us to do some low rate production of construction products. These things right here, construction parts, excuse me. Logistics, okay. Trucks, yep, that's good. Most of the transports up, down. All right, so they're talking about building elevated pipes, elevated belts, that type of thing. Don't think we've got belts quite figured out yet from the research tree, but I'm sure those will be along shortly. All right, this is all about storages. So all this is like pretty good stuff. I'm going to spend a whole lot of time sitting here just continuously reading through it, but definitely going to take a closer look at this. All right, let's get the game moving again. See if I can get my little assembly building finished up. See if we can get this farm built. How's this doing? Still hanging out pretty good there on our scrap. So that's good news. All right, here goes our delivery for our construction parts. All right. So I think we have more or less built our first assembly line, for lack of a better term. We've got the coal producer over here. It's taking the wood, making charcoal, basically. Now the smelter here, or the blast furnace, excuse me, that's taking scrap metal and the coal that this thing here is producing, making our molten iron. We have our molten iron that's being turned into, well, non-molten iron. And then that iron is a little bit of wood is being turned into construction parts here at our manual assembly building. So that's all fine. So that is kicking us out our assembly parts, which is then going to be what allows us to keep expanding our base here on the island. Now let's go and take a look at this. We've got our farm here, and now we need to figure out our crops. Okay. So we've got green manure, potatoes. That's more or less it. So let's get those potatoes going. Not quite sure how much food we really need. Should be a way to figure that out, though. Unity cap, food. So this is just telling me the unity, which is essentially a measure of how happy everybody is, I guess. Let's see. Your statistics. All right, look at that. Let's see what we got here for food consumed. All right. Well, so we're doing about 14 a year, which means that if this is producing 5 per month, then we should be doing pretty good. All right. So this should rotate between these two. So we'll see how that goes. All right, now we're growing. Okay. Well, that will hopefully keep us from starving to death, at least in the short term. How are we doing here? Okay, yep, now we're working on those productions. How's our research doing? Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. What do we need to repair? It's not quite clear. Shipyard's overloaded with cargo. Yeah, I'm not sure as much I can do about that in the short term. Okay, well, I think from here, our next step is going to be working the mining once we get the research done. Yeah, mining definitely seems like it's going to be the next big frontier. And then we'll have to work the research tree to start getting to more items. So it sort of feels like we're in a little bit of a hole pattern. I think what I'll actually do, sort of zoom around the island here, all kinds of resources to look at. Looks like we gotta get up and down some hills. Yeah, all right. Well, so this is the basic introduction. This is Captain of Industry, what we've got so far. As I was starting to say earlier, really excited to be able to finally get a chance to play the game. It's looking good so far. Obviously, very early going here, and we're just really into the initial part of our production. So definitely I'll be doing some more videos on this series. This video is probably not really going to be the first of a Captain of Industry series. This is really going to be more of a series where I try games for the first time, you know, sort of the first boot up type of thing and my initial impressions. So we'll give this a rest for now. When I come back to Captain of Industry, the next video is really going to be the first proper episode of the playthrough series. So until then, I will be continuing to try out some different things, and I'll see you guys next time.